Well, hello and welcome to Play PKN, the weekly video bulletin of the top news stories on PKN Packaging News, Australia's media hub for the packaging industry. I'm PKN's publisher, Lindy Hewson, and this week's bulletin is brought to you once again by Ball & Doggett, Australia's largest distributor of printable materials and consumables. First up this week, and today, a new education campaign has launched, which aims to educate 20,000 small businesses about the benefits of using the Australasian recycling label, that's the ARL, on their packaging, and is the first part of a series of initiatives under the SME ARL program to support SMEs adopt the ARL on their packs. The campaign will be delivered by the Australian Packaging Covenant Organisation, that's APCO, the National Retail Association, the Australian Institute of Packaging, or AIP as we know it, and the Australian Food and Grocery Council, and will explore topics such as sustainable packaging options, the benefits of using the ARL for businesses, consumers and the environment, and important steps organisations can take to reach the all-important 2025 national packaging targets. In other news from APCO, CEO Chris Foley has welcomed, on behalf of the APCO board and the organisation, the commitments made by Australian environment ministers who met late last week in Brisbane to discuss the environmental challenges facing the country. A key tenet of these commitments that pertains to the packaging industry is the focus on waste reduction and driving forward the development of a framework to achieve a circular economy by 2030. Among other things, the ministers agreed to develop nationally harmonised definitions to support the phase-out of problematic single-use plastic, and to reform the regulation of packaging by 2025 to ensure that all packaging available in Australia is designed to be recovered, reused, recycled and reprocessed safely in line with circular economy principles. Chris Foley said, "This show of support is critical to fostering and deepening collaboration both across the packaging value chain and between industry and government, and is absolutely vital to achieving Australia's sustainable packaging goals." Then, in other news, packaging giant Visy has broken ground on its new $500 million glass recycling and remanufacturing factory in Queensland, which, once operational, will recycle up to 200,000 tonnes of the state's glass bottles and jars annually to produce 1 billion bottles a year. The largest investment ever made in the state, Visy's new facility, which will be just south of Brisbane in Stapleton, will be built next to Visy's current box factory and beverage can plant and is expected to be operational in 2025. The project represents a massive expansion of Visy's Queensland recycling and remanufacturing operations and is underpinned by a long-term partnership with Asahi Beverages and also agreements with customers Lion, Bundaberg and Coca-Cola. It will support about 200 green-collar manufacturing jobs once operational and will bring Visy's Queensland workforce to more than 1,000 people. It will also create over 600 jobs in construction. Then on to some news on innovation that's set to change the game in the coding and marking of fresh produce. This comes from Result Group, which has brought natural branding to the Australian market with the introduction of the new EcoMark natural branding machine, a non-contact and safe laser marking and labeling system that can create an image, much like a QR code or brand mark, on any fruit or vegetable with a robust skin, and in so doing eliminates the need for those little sticky labels we usually see on single item fresh produce. Then in the flexible materials space, KM Packaging is launching its sustainable lidding range for the Australian market to help customers meet the Australian Packaging Covenant Organisation's national targets, which we referred to earlier. KM Packaging says the lidding films, which fall within its 4 existing ranges, can be recycled through REDcycle, which is made clear on the on-pack label graphics. And KM Packaging says its PET lidding film solutions are ideal for tethering to rPET and APET trays for curbside recycling, and confirms that the peel and weld seal to PET and pulp fibre trays are certified home compostable to Australian AS 5810 standards. And then lastly, before I sign off, a reminder of 2 events we're putting on in Melbourne soon. Firstly, the Print 21 and PKN Packaging News live event on November the 9th is themed Amplify and Engage and focuses on how brands can use the latest digital printing technologies for their packaging to boost their connection with consumers. We'll be hearing from the team behind the Hungry Jack's You Know campaign, from Little Bang Brewing Company and Mingle Seasoning, among others. Then PKN's popular Women in Packaging Forum will take place on the 10th of November, themed Champions of Change, Women Walking the Talk. And it features a stellar cast of women changemakers from our industry. Don't miss out. Tickets are available from our website. Head to packagingnews.com.au/live or /women in packaging. And while you're on the website, have a browse. We've captured all the news you need to know this week and before. That's it from me, Lindy Hewson, signing off. Thanks as ever for watching.